this game. But hi, and thanks for coming to watch this video from Carolina Varsity. We're taking a look at the NCHSAA playoffs, and we've got here a game of West Forsyth going to play Lake Norman.
All right, so I was at Lake Norman last week. I was very impressed with what I saw from Lake Norman. Your unsung heroes for this game for Lake Norman is wide receiver Allen Robinson. You hear a lot about Cole Ladowski and Cole Jackson, and for a good point because they're both very, very good players. But Allen Robinson is the leading receiver, and he made a couple big plays in this game for touchdowns last week against East Meck.
And then Austin Robinson.
I had Allen on Max Preps, I thought. Maybe it is Austin. Mr. Robinson is the star receiver. Yeah. Leading receiver for Lake Norman. And for West Forsyth, it's running back Mac Duke. He scored last week against South Meck in the playoff game for West Forsyth. And you hear a lot about, KJ Henry, but Mac Duke is a very good player, the running back for the Titans as well. So the winner of this game is going to play the winner of West Meck and Page next week. For Lake Norman, they do a good job in their spread offense with Ladowski and Jackson being the engines, obviously. They got to continue to get big plays out the passing game while Jackson does the heavy lifting in the run game. Defensively, they're going to see more of a spread look with West Forsyth, so the back seven's got to adjust mentally. After facing a heavy run team last week in East Meck, they're going to face a more vertical offense with West Forsyth this week. Conversely, for West Forsyth, they're going to have to make some plays down the field. East Meck was able to put together a couple of good drives here and there, but overall, you got the strength of the Lake Norman offense. Consistently driving against the Lake Norman defense to score points is going to be a challenge. Defensively, they've got to have pass rush integrity from all four defensive linemen when you rush Ladowski, and they can't lose sight of their assignments when he breaks the pocket coverage-wise. Lake Norman does a really good job of making big plays out of scramble situations, and that really hurt East Meck last week.
Yeah, disciplined football. When I talked with Coach Schuford before that ball game, he mentioned that was going to be the main thing that they had to do was play discipline. Yep. You have to with the threats that they have. I just checked, and it is Austin.
Oh, okay.
And so you mentioned he's the top receiver. He has 9 TDs on the season and 685 yards. Ladowski has thrown for 1,687 yards. It's not the main threat for Lake Norman, but it is a big threat. The passing game is so they can throw the ball, they can run the ball. They have good balance. Jackson, I got to see these guys play Huff early in the season, and they have lots of threats. West Forsyth, they just barely got by a banged up South Mecklenburg team.
Yeah, they had to get a late touchdown in that one too.
Exactly.
South Meck led most of the game.
For me, and what I see here, I think this is a ball game that West Forsyth going to have to play up better than they did last week to stay in this ball game. This is a very good Lake Norman team. I think a lot of people are overlooking them.
They are, and I said it last week. To be a number 1 seed, it seems like they're under the radar.
Yeah.
I was at the game last week. There was no TV cameras. It was me and a photographer.
Coming out of the NPC, and then of course the TV stations. They have to pick places they can go to, and Lake Norman's kind of a long distance to go, and then they have to be able to get back to the studio to get video. So anyway, but a lot of people have them flying under the radar because they're playing the NPC, and they're playing with a lot of those 3A schools, and they look at that 11-0 record and think, they're not that good. But this is a good football team.
They are a good team. Yes, they are.
Okay. Great place for a football game, too, as you learned.
It is.
Great environment. Folks, let us know what you think you attend the ball game. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks.